Hi, my name is Caroline, and I'm the co-founder of Cookitoo, a marketplace for commercial kitchen space. So, if any one of you ever tried to start a commercial kitchen, a food business, or grow a food business, you know it's difficult. First, you have to find a great location. And after, you have to sign a 2 to 5 year lease, and you get locked in that. And when you have a kitchen, you can usually only using 50% of the time. What we think is the solution is cloud kitchen. So we have this great cafe in Sydney. They do great breakfast, great lunch, but they close at 3 p.m. every day. So what we did is we partnered with a great burger place from Melbourne, and we did bring them to Sydney so they can come and use the kitchen from 5 to 11 p.m. They come and they do burgers, delivery-only burger. So you cannot come and get a burger. You just have to order on Uber Eats. After that, when they finish, we have another cupcake startup come and use the kitchen. They bake all night, and they can deliver at markets, restaurants, and cafes the day after. There is 15 million cafes and restaurants worldwide. Our kitchen on our platform make an average 17,000 in extra revenue per year. When we will have 300,000 kitchens, we will be generating 6.9 billion in turnover per year. The market size of the online industry is 43 billion in the US at the moment. It's predicted to grow by 2022 to 76 billion. At the moment, if you have a cafe or restaurant, you can list your kitchen on a platform for free. We only take a commission of any bookings that come onto our platform. We take a 15%. We think in the future, we can take 20% booking fee, and we can also charge the kitchen for listing their kitchen, or every time there is a match when someone is using their kitchen. We started with a pilot program with Uber Eats. What we do with them is we help their biggest partner to be able to extend to new suburbs and new cities by using one of our kitchens to do delivery only. So they just need to bring their staff and their food, and they can operate in one of our kitchens. The competition, what's interesting is we used to be only 3 players. All of them are quite similar stage, quite small. And what's interesting is Travis, the ex-Uber CEO, just invested 150 million into a market. We think it's very exciting because he's going to be the CEO of a cloud kitchen. People start to understand the size of this market. So when we speak with kitchen, they think about 3 main risks. The first one, we've been able to address it thanks to our insurance. What we do is if there is any issue with equipment, if people damage the oven, and the day after the cafe cannot operate, we have also a loss of trade insurance. We make sure that we fix everything, we repair everything, and people never lose money. It's win-win for everyone. In case if there is anything missing in the kitchen, we also cover that. We have very strict cleaning standards. As you know, chefs can be very difficult, so we need to make sure that everything is right in order. We have strict processes with kitchen handbook, how to use the kitchen, how to access the kitchen, and we check the identity of everyone. We make sure that we know who is coming and that everyone has to pay a bond to use our platform. Our team is James and myself, are the co-founder. We both had a food startup before. Kenshana, our CFO, used to be a consultant at Deloitte, and Peter is a Y Combinator alumni. He's an amazing CTO. We think that we can start with kitchen, but we can do much more. We think that we can do the full food stack later on, with equipment, supplies, point of sales, labeling. And we can even also look at buying property, and we can become the WeWork for kitchens. Our target is 500 cooks in the next 12 months. That will generate 700,000 in turnover per month. That will be 105 monthly recurring revenue. We came from Australia to just discover the local market. We want to create partnership because we're thinking to launch Cookitoo in September in San Francisco. So if you know anyone, cafe, restaurants, we would love to know more about local knowledge. We would love to start a conversation. James is there, and I'm there. Please come and speak to us. Thank you.
Caroline, that was great. And it's always hard to be the first one up, and you did a great job, came up here all the way from Australia. Does this mean, you're trying to penetrate the US, right?
Yes. That's
so, are you done with Australia? I mean,
no,
with 75 kitchens, you're all done? No.
We're not done. So at the moment, we're speaking with a lot of people to know if we should even continue in Australia because it's a very small market. So we're not sure yet if we're going to continue in Australia or if we are going to leave everything because we're quite a small team and move here to be able to target a big market. So we're not sure yet if we're going to try to do both. Many investors say that's maybe not a good idea to try to do both when you are such a small team.
Yeah, as well as feedback, right? Yeah. So my sense, and maybe I'm wrong, my sense is that this happened before there were apps like yours, right? I mean, so people have been trying to figure out how to share commercial kitchens for a long time.
Yeah.
So that's not new. So what's the breakthrough that makes your approach to it so much better than the way people are doing it now?
Yeah, so you can come on a platform and you can just book a kitchen on demand whenever you need it. So you don't need to just have an agreement with someone to come for 20 hours every week and you pay a fixed rate. You can just come and say, next week I need a kitchen for 5 hours in Menlo Park, but the week after I need 8 hours or a full week inside of San Francisco, and the week after I need a kitchen in New York.
Okay, so it's the ad hoc use. It's very ad hoc. It's not long-term use. It's more ad hoc.
The good thing is you can do everything. So many of our clients are doing long-term lease, but we're also able to share the kitchen. So usually, people struggle to have few people inside of one kitchen. It's difficult to manage. You need to know who is coming in, who is coming out. You need to receive the money. You need to make sure that the kitchen is clean. So we provide everything from like a check-in app to make sure that they take picture. We can have sensor in the kitchen to make sure that they don't leave the fridge open. So we provide much more than just paying for a space.
So I have a follow-on question then to that.
Yes.
I come from Portland, and that's where I live now, and we have a phenomenon called food pods, where for very little money you can attach a propane tank and make all sorts of very unusual foods. Have you thought about how this would compete? It seems like it's a fairly good substitute to this problem of ad hocness that you're solving for, and maybe kind of, it doesn't solve for the underutilization of existing commercial kitchens, but it certainly solves for part of the equation. Are there other substitutes that you've looked at that could potentially eat into the proposed target audience?
So what Food Pods does?
Food pods, they're basically little carts that are portable, and a food pod cart. I don't know, does anybody know food pods? Is this just a Portland thing? No, you guys watch Portlandia?
It sounds amazing.
Yeah. So basically, you just have a little small room on wheels, and if all you're making is cupcakes, all you have is an oven.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of kind of solutions for like low cost, right?
Yeah.
It's and a lot of these turn into restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
There's restaurants sharing. A lot of that happens in Portland as well. So how? I guess my question, to be a little more succinct, is. There's other solutions that solve for some of the pain points that you're outlining, and have you kind of looked at how you're better than those?
Yeah, so we're looking at like some people are doing commercial kitchens, like very big commercial kitchen, when you can just rent one bench. The issue with that is like you have to be very strict about like you only can use 1 meter by 1 meter. You pay by the number of person who is coming using the kitchen. You pay by the number of shelf. You pay by everything. So if you want to start a small business, but you need to make 500 meal box every Tuesday and Sunday, it's very difficult in a very small space to make 500 meal box. As like when you rent one of our kitchen, you rent the full kitchen. The kitchen is just for you for the number of hours that you rent it. So the space is big, the price is low, and you're really helping them. And as soon as they grow, they usually get their own kitchen, and they ask us to rent out their kitchen to other food businesses when they're not using it.
So it's elastic for those who grow. Okay.
Can you talk a little bit about just market opportunity, right? And on that note, sort of who the target customer is, right? Because it's not yet clear if it's ad hoc, then you're not running like a long-term food service business. Is it for dinner parties? Is it one-off? Like how many people in the world have that kind of kitchen rental need?
Yeah, that's very interesting. So as I said before, as Travis is doing, we're doing cloud kitchen. The main thing about cloud kitchen is working with Deliveroo, you don't have Deliveroo, Uber Eats, for example. So everyone was a very famous burger place, for example, in Palo Alto. If they want to sell in San Francisco, it's very difficult because you cannot just put a burger inside of a car and make sure that it's good in San Francisco. So they can use one of our kitchens in San Francisco to be able to cook and deliver. The delivery market, online delivery market, is huge, and it's just growing. And people want to be able to expand very quick and very efficient and not spend too much money to grow. And this market is very big. And after, we think that the future of food is changing, and there's a lot of people that want to be involved and start creating some specific dinner box, lunch box, and this market is exploding as well. And we have a lot of people coming into our kitchen twice a week for 8 hours every time, and they're coming and using our kitchen.
Thank you, Caroline. Thank you.